Guys, I'm here for my weekly update. I obviously am not like quite back in the booktubing um like gear yet, I guess. But I feel like as long as I do these like weekly videos, I do want to post wrap-ups for the months that I was gone, and I have a filmed like book talk for the Underground Railroad that I haven't posted yet, so we'll see. Hopefully things start happening. I'm obviously not doing Vlogmas at this point. I did realize like at the very beginning of the month that I have like 40 hours in continuing education credits that I have to do by the end of the month to keep my nursing license. So I'm obviously going to be prioritizing that. However, I obviously want to read a ton of stuff. So no, Jake is not home. Sorry. Waiting to see when Jake is going to get home. So I'm just going to talk about the things that I am currently reading. I am still reading The Night Shift. Did I finish? I must have finished Our Endless Numbered Days. See, I'm not even keeping track of like what books I finished between these videos, but I finished Our Endless Numbered Days by Claire Fuller over the weekend. But I did not finish Night Shift, even though I'm so close. I think I have to read for like another hour and I'll be done. So I should probably finish this tonight, but I don't think I'm going to because I'm going to focus on the new things, new month, new books, etc. So I have started two new things. One of them is Black Light, stories by Kimberly King Parsons, and this is one of the books that I got at Wordstock or the Portland Book Festival, whatever you want to call it. These are short stories, and they are really, really good so far. Definitely very like visceral and like grimey's not right. Just like definitely like the body is a thing, and I mean the first one's called Guts, so if that doesn't tell you what you need to know, but it's the writing is really good, so I'm pleased, and it is quite easy, I guess, to read, like nothing too challenging, so I'm really enjoying this. And then I also started Frankenstein in Baghdad by Ahmed Sadawi. Sadawi, I think, and this is translated by Jonathan Wright. So far the writing is phenomenal, but I haven't like quite gotten into the meat of the story yet. This is the book that I keep picking up right before bed, so I keep kind of falling asleep while I'm reading it. I'm only 26 pages in, which is a bummer. But yeah, so I'm also going to talk, I need to do a bullet journal update video because I feel like I keep trying to manage not my TBR per se, but kind of like my currently reading books. I keep trying to manage them in different ways, and so I'm trying a new thing right now, and it's not working so well. But anyway, so those are the things that I'm currently reading. I am also gonna try to finish The Luminaries by Eleanor Catton by the end of the month. I started this as a buddy read with Doris. I don't know if it was this year or last year. I can't remember because I have a lot of unfinished buddy reads on my shelves. Unfortunately, buddy reading books with people makes me just not finish the books. So yeah, I am 148 pages in, and I just want to finish it. So I'm going to try to finish it, and then I'm also going to start, I think I'm going to start this tonight, Blue Highways by William Least Heat Moon. This is it's Blue Highways, A Journey into America. So it's basically a memoir, I guess, a account of his time just like I think he's on a motorcycle. I don't know if he's on a motorcycle, but basically he just drives across America. And so, yeah, I'm really excited to read this. One of my friends has read it and really, really enjoyed it, and so I picked it up on his recommendation. Another slightly big book. I think it's not that bad. It's only 400. Wow, these pages must be so thick. It's only 400 pages. That's impressive. Yeah, so that is the book situation. I did want to mention I just finished this article earlier today from the New Yorker from September 2nd. I think I'm most ashamed by my magazines. I'm not really ashamed of my unread pile or the books that I haven't finished. I'm really ashamed about all my magazines because I have all these magazines and I don't read the articles and they just come so quickly. So I'm trying. So I finished this article today. It's The Message of Measles by Nick Palmgarten. and it's just, about measles and the outbreak that happened in the States earlier this year, I guess the end of last year, I don't remember, but it is super fascinating. They talk about how, so like the the community in New York where like a really large, I don't know what the name of the Rockland County, I think that's it. It started with a kid that what there's like some kind of oh my gosh. Y'all should just read the article. I'm going to link it below, but basically there's a kid that came from Israel to New York City, and that kid that got measles or that had the measles and brought it over to the States, his family is not an anti-vaxxing family. The rest of his family got vaccinated. He just was sick the day that the vaccines were happening at his school, and so he missed his vaccine because of that. To me, that that blows my mind. So it's just like a horrible twist of fate, but it's really interesting. They talk a lot about reasons like why people don't vaccinate and why people should vaccinate. And I have a very strong stance on vaccinations. I'm a nurse, and I just, I'm not going to get into it because I'm going to start ranting, but I think it's important to protect all of our children. And some kids have cancer and are immunocompromised, and if they get the measles, they're going to die, and they can't get the vaccine because then they will also probably die because they're immunocompromised, so they can't get it. So anyways, I'll stop talking about it, but basically this is a really great article, and I think this is a really interesting kind of drawing, I guess. I think that's the right word. But yeah, it's really interesting to talk about how like we have because it's like so because we've been afforded the luxury or like the scientific advancement of vaccines, these things like polio and smallpox and measles, they don't really exist too much anymore, and so people kind of like take for granted how important vaccines are and how kids were really really sick, like really sick before we had them. So anyways, I'm gonna stop talking about that because I want to still be happy this evening. But these are the things that I'm reading or have read. If you have anything to say about them, please tell me about it in the comments below so we can talk. I don't know if I responded to comments from the last week's video. The weeks are just confusing and mushy at this point. So anyways, have a good night, everybody.